I believe God is turning this culture over to judgment. I think he's already turned this culture over to judgment. In fact, we stand back and look at the abortion issue. 55 million children in America alone murdered in their mother's womb since Roe versus Wade. People, that makes what Hitler did at the Holocaust pale in comparison. Do you think God is going to just stand back and let that happen? He's turning this culture over to judgment. And we're losing our children. The fathers have not passed on that spiritual legacy. And we stand back and look at that, and I look at that, and we say, what can we do? What can we do to get the message of God's word to the culture? The church is not impacting the culture like it used to. Much of the church is just watering down the teaching of the word, making the church more entertainment-oriented. In many churches, music has become the priority, not the teaching of the word. I'm not against music, by the way, but it's become the priority, not the teaching of the word. We've watered it down, and we look at what's happening. We're losing generations from the church. We need to do something. Why can't we do something? You know, my father reminded me of a man called Nehemiah. Because when you read about Nehemiah, it says Nehemiah got angry. But it was a righteous anger. It wasn't a sinful anger. The wall's broken down. Why doesn't somebody do something about it? You know, my father was one like that. I remember a devotion book was handed out in church. And it said Noah's flood was just a local event. And everybody else just seemed... oh yeah. My father said, wait a minute, this is not what God's word teaches. We need to do something about this. We've got to respond to this. We can't just undermine God's word like this. It was that Nehemiah anger. And you know, he instilled that in us. It was like when I was at school. But these kids are going to museums, they're all evolutionary. And they think that evolution means you can't believe in the Bible and the gospel, and why don't we do something about it? And we started a ministry in our house. And then we built the Creation Museum in 2007. And then we said, let's build an ark. Let me give you just a little excerpt from the ribbon-cutting ceremony. It's really time for Christians to do something of this size, of this quality, to give a message to the world. We're presenting the message of God's word to the world.
Quite a number of years ago, there was a man called Joshua. He led the people of Israel across the Jordan River, and then God told them to take 12 stones and to build a memorial as a reminder so that the coming generations would not forget who God is, and to also be a reminder to the world. The ark is to be a reminder. We build it as a reminder. It's our 12 stones to remind the coming generations of the truth of God's word. It's our way of presenting the truth of God's word and the gospel to the world.